When he woke, Taborlin the Great found himself locked in a high tower. They had taken his sword and stripped him of his tools. Key, coin, and candle were all gone. But that weren't even the worst of it, you see, 'cause the lamps on the wall were burning blue. You know what that meant, boy?
The Chandrian?
That's right. Everyone knows that blue fire is one of their signs. Now,
But how'd they find him? And why didn't they kill him when they had the chance?
Hush now. You'll get all the answers before the end. Just let him tell it. No need for all that, Jake. Boy's just curious. Drink your drink. I drank me drink already. I need the other, but the innkeeper's still skinning rats in the back room. Oi! We're thirsty men in here! Now, Taborlin needed to escape. But when he looked around, he saw his cell had no door, no windows. All around him was nothing but smooth, hard stone. It was a cell no man had ever escaped. But Taborlin knew the names of all things, and so all things were his to command. He said to the stone, "Break!" And the stone broke. The wall tore like a piece of paper, and through that hole, Taborlin could see the sky and breathe the sweet spring air. He stepped to the edge, looked down, and without a second thought, he stepped out into the open air. He didn't! So Taborlin fell, but he did not despair, for he knew the name of the wind, and so the wind obeyed him. He spoke to the wind, and it cradled and caressed him. It bore him to the ground as gently as a puff of thistledown and set him on his feet softly as a mother's kiss. And when he got to the ground and felt his side where they'd stabbed him, he saw that it weren't hardly a scratch. Now maybe it was just a piece of luck, or maybe it had something to do with the amulet he was wearing under his shirt.
What amulet?
A few days earlier, Taborlin had met a tinker on the road. And even though Taborlin didn't have much to eat, he shared his dinner with the old man. Right sensible thing to do, everyone knows. A tinker pays for kindness twice. No, get it right. A tinker's advice pays kindness twice. Actually, you're missing more than half. A tinker's debt is always paid. Once for any simple trade, twice for freely given aid, thrice for any insult made. Just something I heard once. Now, this amulet was worth a whole bucket of gold nobles, but on account of Taborlin's kindness, the tinker sold it to him for nothing but an iron penny, a copper penny, and a silver penny. It was black as a winter night and cold as ice to touch, but so long as it was round his neck, Taborlin would be safe from the harm of evil things, demons and such.
I'd give a good piece for such a thing these days.
Aye, who wouldn't?
I didn't know the Chandrian were demons. I'd heard
they ain't demons. They were the first 6 people to refuse Telu's choice of the path, and he cursed them to wander the corners. Are you telling this story, Jacob Walker? 'Cause if you are, I'll just let you get on with it. That's the mystery of the Chandrian. Where do they go after they've done their bloody deeds? Are they men who sold their souls? Demons? Spirits? No one knows, though every half-wit claims he knows.
It's about time you got in, Carter. Tell this damn fool the difference between a demon and a dog. Everybody God's body, what happened to you? I'm fine. Mother of God. Sit down, Carter. What happened to you? Sit down. I told you, I'm fine. I'm not hurt that bad. How many were there? 1, but it's not what you think.
God damn it, I told you, Carter. I told you for months now. You can't go out alone. Not even as far as Baden. It ain't safe.
Just take a sit. Let's get that shirt off you and get you cleaned up. I'm fine. I got cut up a little, but the blood is mostly Nellie's. It jumped on her. Killed her about 2 miles outside of town, past the old stone bridge. Damn, that's hard. She was gentle as a lamb, too. Never tried to bite or kick when you brought her in for shoes. Best horse in town.
I told you! There's folks out lately that would kill you for a pair of pennies, let alone a horse and cart. What are you going to do now? Pull it yourself? This never would have happened if he'd listened to me in the first place. I'm just telling the truth. It's a damn shame about Nellie, but he'd better listen now or he'll end up dead. You don't get lucky twice with those sort of men.
They can't have made it this far west yet. You know what this is? Scrael. I thought the mountains. Do you remember the trader that came through about 2 span ago?
Bastard tried to charge me 10 pennies for a half-pound of salt. He was a filthy shim. I might pay 2 in a tight time, but 10 is robbery.
He told me he'd heard of them over near Melcombe. I thought he was just trying to drive up his prices. What else did he say? I didn't get the whole story. He was only in town for a couple hours. I don't like spiders. Cover it up. It's not a spider. It's got no eyes. It's got no mouth either. How does it eat? What does it eat? There's no blood. No organs. It's just gray inside. Like a mushroom. Great Telu, just leave it alone! Sometimes spiders twitch after you kill them.
Listen to yourselves. Spiders don't get big as pigs. You know what this is. It's a demon.
There's one way to tell for sure. Iron. Well, I guess that settles that. What do we do now? So, what did you learn today, Bast? Today, Master, I learned why great lovers have better eyesight than great scholars. And why is that, Bast? Well, Reshi, all the rich books are found inside where the light is bad, but lovely girls tend to be out in the sunshine and therefore much easier to study without risk of injuring one's eyes. But an exceptionally clever student could take a book outside, thus bettering himself without fear of lessening his much-loved faculty of sight. I thought the same thing, Reshi, being, of course, an exceptionally clever student, of course. But when I found a place in the sun where I could read, a beautiful girl came along and kept me from doing anything of the sort. Am I correct in assuming you didn't manage to read any of Selim Tintur today? Ah, Bast, I hope she was lovely as a warm wind in the shade. I'm a bad teacher to say it, but I'm glad. I don't feel up to a long bout of lessons right now. Carter was attacked by a Skraeling tonight. A Skrael? How do you know? Who found his body? He's still alive, Bast. He brought it back. There was only one. There's no such thing as one Skraeling. You know that. I know. The fact remains, there was only one. And he killed it? It couldn't have been a Skraeling. Maybe, Bast, it was one of the Skrael. I saw it. He was lucky, that's all. Even so, he was badly hurt. 48 stitches. I used up nearly all my gut. If anyone asks, tell them my grandfather was a caravan guard who taught me how to clean and stitch a wound. They were too shocked to ask about it tonight, but tomorrow some of them might get curious. I don't want that. What did you do with the body? I didn't do anything with it. I am just an innkeeper. This sort of thing is quite beyond me. Reshi, you can't just let them muddle through this on their own. They took it to the priest. He did all the right things for all the wrong reasons. Yes, I made sure the pit was deep enough. Yes, I made sure there was rowan wood in the fire. Yes, I made sure it burned long and hot before they buried it. And yes, I made sure that no one kept a piece of it as a souvenir. I'm not an idiot, you know. I know you're not, Reshi. but I wouldn't trust half these people to piss leeward without help. I can't imagine why there was only one. Maybe they died coming over the mountains. All but this one. It's possible. Maybe it was that storm from a couple days back. A real wagon tipper, as we used to say back in the troop. All the wind and rain might have scattered one loose from the pack. I like your first idea better, Reshi. 3 or 4 Scrael would go through this town like a hot knife through butter? More like several hot knives through several dozen farmers. These people can't defend themselves. I bet there aren't even 6 swords in this whole town. Not that a sword would do much good against the Scrael. I should have bought the Scrael from Carter. He could have used the money for a new horse. People would have come from all over to see it. We could have had some real business for a change. I'm joking, Bast. Still, would have been nice. No, Reshi, it most certainly would not have been nice. People would have come from all over to see it. Indeed. The business would have been nice. Busyness would be nice. Anything would be nice. It must be awful for you here, Bast. You must be numb with boredom. There are a few young wives in town, a scattering of daughters. I tend to make my own fun. That's good, Bast. They thought it was a demon, you know. It might as well be, Reshi. It's probably the best thing for them to think. I know. I encourage them, in fact. But you know what that means. The blacksmith is going to be doing a brisk business in the next couple of days. Oh. I won't blame you if you want to leave, Bast. You have better places to be than this. I couldn't leave, Reshi. Who else would teach me? Who indeed? Go do your reading then, or bother someone's daughter. I'm sure you have better things to do than watch me eat. Actually... Begone, demon! Tehus ontausa eha! Arroita denaleon! Oh, come now. That's just insulting.